Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not first and four. Make up what I seen to make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red, how they want to see, they didn't can sell out Rasta, and sell it out, I sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see, they didn't can sell out Rasta, I sell out, I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the Friday. You must show us stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, you must show us stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one, big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black, big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Good morning. Do you find it ironic that on the day of Andrew Holness's swearing in, Donald Trump, the gringo, has added Jamaica to the major drug producing or drugs transporting countries? Will this be something that the Prime Minister address the nation on, or will the Prime Minister respond to Donald Trump's latest babbles? We have clips for you this morning because we want to respond to some of the things the Prime Minister said yesterday. And it was indeed a disgraceful day yesterday. While a thief was being inaugurated, another thief was in attendance. Good morning and welcome to Global TV. Thank you for joining us this morning. It is your program at a glance. Welcome one and all to my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Jamaica will stand tall on the international stage. Jamaica will speak with a loud voice. Does that apply to speaking to Donald Trump? Andrew Holness has things to respond to. And we will see if the Prime Minister will stick his head in the sand as usual, or he will respond to Donald Trump's latest tirade. Sharon Bernard, good morning and welcome. Norman Ferguson, good morning. Sheena Kelly. Herbert Tuzelin, Michael Nepper, Joan Dawkins, good morning. Danette Harriet. Good morning, Jamrock 8766, Sabina Sir Cody, Colleen, Patrick Godfrey, good morning. Good morning. Who else is here? Marcia Thomas, good morning. Good morning. Pamela Akola. Opal Watson, good morning. Good morning. Ian Ayers, Gloria Morris, Beverly Lawson, Eugene Brown, good morning. Good morning, TikTok. How are you all doing over here? Kevin, good morning. Iona, Suzy Q, user 1456, Pat, Anthony, Larry. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thank you all for joining us. Rennie Nicholson, good morning. Will Andrew Holness respond to Donald Trump? Granville Douglas. Because this is a new development. Because it's on the issue of drugs why Trump decided to go to war with Venezuela. Gloria Jones, morning. Trump is going to war with Venezuela, as we can see Trump bombing fishing boats in the South American Caribbean waters on the pretext of a fight against drugs. Jamaica yesterday was added, Shelley to read, among other Caribbean countries as major transporting or producing countries. How will the Prime Minister respond? Lynn Jenkins, good morning. How will Andrew Holness respond to Donald Trump? Will it just be another order that we saw Marco Rubio came to Jamaica to give in relation to the Cuban health professionals? This is a recent development in the escalation in our region when it comes to drugs, war, and oil. Is it the drugs that President Trump is going after, or is it that President Trump is going after oil? Ooh, Andrew Holness. You know Worrell Reed, the criminal who is about to go on trial, was in attendance yesterday. A thief attending while a thief is being inaugurated. This is the country that or yes, Jamaica. Thief. Even the thieves, bear with us. Even the thieves were in attendance. And you think we're going somewhere? On a day like yesterday, when a prime minister, under a cloud of corruption, integrity, financial crimes investigation, and his very former education secretary, who has milked, morning Max, how are you? Instant Nanny, how you do? His very former education secretary, who has milked the education budget to the tune of millions, which he and his entire family will be on trial for next month. Violet Watson, how you do? Was in attendance, Cheryl Benjamin. Roel Reid was in attendance. Wasn't this a disgraceful spectacle yesterday, Prime Minister? I would have thought yesterday with Roel Reid's attendance was a disgraceful spectacle for the Prime Minister. And boy, he didn't even hide his face. That would tell you how much of a shame people like Roel Reid does not have. But because we come out here to the Prime Minister and the Orange Gringo this morning, we're going to play. I've screen recorded a few clips back to front from the Prime Minister's flattery yesterday. And I want to respond. I want you to hear the Prime Minister first. Let me know some irritating when he talk, but step on your big toe like you say, Duppy. Step on your big toe like you say, Duppy, because we want to hear it from Andrew Holness's mouth. We don't want to make it up for next thing your ear say. Oh, it's the PNP propagandist. We want to hear it out of Andrew Holness's mouth. Not just out of my mouth. My mouth may be a mouth of propaganda. Sandra Bless, morning. Colleen Richards. My mouth may be a mouth of propaganda. My mouth may be bad mind. So we want to hear it from the Prime Minister himself. So step on a big toe and listen.
The destination and lay the foundation upon which we must build a greater vision. We have only begun to scratch the surface of Jamaica's immense potential. We are destined for more. Our people are too talented, our culture too rich, our geography too strategic, and our history too proud for us to stop short of greatness.
Granville Blake, morning.
This term, the next chapter is about maintaining, it's not about maintaining the status quo. It is about fulfilling our potential and taking our rightful place among the great nations of the world. Admired for not only overcoming hardships, but respected for our results in achieving a high and sustainable quality of life for our people.
A high, this morning, a high and sustainable quality of life for our people. See, people them can't buy food, Jamaica. Same people them went in a hospital chair for days. Same people them where them children are got school which pose health risk. Let him continue talking. He's not done yet. He's done. Come on, Prime Minister.
Our people's talent, our rich culture, and our history have already given Jamaica a global name. But now we must match that reputation with an economy of strength, a society of opportunity, and a nation of enduring justice and peace. This is the vision.
Enduring justice. It starts with the Prime Minister setting example by complying with the law. The Prime Minister and his Minister of Justice, who failed to provide the Integrity Commission the necessary documents to have his statutory declaration signed off. The Minister of Justice, who advised members of Parliament not to submit documents of your spouse or children to the Integrity Commission in violation of the same law they create. A Prime Minister which is trying to strike out the Corruption Prevention Clause. A Prime Minister which is behaving as if the institution implemented by him is PMP operative and they're all out to get him. And Your Holiness want to behave as if they're operating unconstitutional. This is the same Prime Minister, mind you, who's speaking about enduring justice. Where, Prime Minister, is the question. We can continue to talk. I don't know him have a big mouth.
About Jamaica, not only surviving and overcoming, but a Jamaica that thrives and inspires, a Jamaica that seizes its destiny of greatness. For hope has been rekindled, confidence restored, and Jamaica can now stand tall.
Jamaica can now stand tall. I wonder in what areas Jamaica would be standing tall. You're going to respond to President Trump, you know. You are going to respond to President Trump. The
vision of this government in this next chapter is to spur economic growth. Growth that lifts every household across the length and breadth of Jamaica out of absolute poverty.
Question, Max Romeo. Do you think this last statement was a lie? Growth to lift the entire length and breadth of Jamaica out of poverty. Bearing in mind earlier where he suggested that this term, this 5 years or 4 years, the Prime Minister pledged to lift the length and breadth of Jamaica out of poverty. My question to the Prime Minister, try to explain to us how you will do that. What mechanism you're going to put in place for us to achieve that? Because we don't see anything yet if we've been on the road to prosperity for the last 9 years, which the people of Jamaica, I haven't heard them saying, we have seen the prosperity. We are benefiting from the prosperity. But the Prime Minister wants to, in 5 years, lift the entire country out of poverty. Is that possible? Is that possible? The Prime Minister have a lot to do, you know. Roads and water, cost of living, stabilizing inflation, create meaningful jobs, Prime Minister, that go across the length and breadth of Jamaica if we are to lift Jamaica out of poverty. The length and breadth of it. It cannot be that the Prime Minister will approach it with the skewed up mathematics of 750,000 of us off the grid in the Prime Minister's research when it comes to low unemployment. If Jamaica is to be lifted out of poverty, jobs would have to be created across the length and breadth of Jamaica, across all the deep rural villages of Jamaica, or that people in the deep rural villages of Jamaica can have access to. Currently, what we have in the Prime Minister so-called low unemployment rate, not many Jamaicans across the length and breadth of Jamaica that this Prime Minister wants to live out of poverty in 5 years do not have access to those jobs. I beg the Prime Minister to explain to us so we can understand how he will do it. Isn't it the same thing coming to Andrew Holness, though, Max Romeo? Have you read the article in the Gleaner? Isn't it the same thing coming to Andrew Holness? The Americans will impose whatever illegality upon them and they will have to agree to it. Isn't that what's coming to Andrew Holness as well? Continue talking, Prime Minister.
Sustained economic growth will end. Sustained economic growth will end absolute poverty in Jamaica. We can and we will end absolute poverty in Jamaica.
I don't know what the Prime Minister defines as absolute poverty. That is what I'm struggling with also. What the Prime Minister defines as absolute poverty. So I don't understand. That's how we last with the Prime Minister. And until he gives his definition of what he is referring to or talking about, I can't help that. So I really, Prime Minister, cannot help that, so because the bullshit them where you can conjure up sometime. I wonder who write that speech there for Andrew Holness. I wonder who wrote the Prime Minister's speech. Can could have barely hold up in his head because it looked like he never studied it much. So he could have barely do it in a recital manner. He read the whole speech through, Prime Minister, which a man of your caliber ought to be able to give a speech in a more recital context rather than the blatant reading, Prime Minister. You not learn it yet? After you've been through all the high... Absolute poverty is different from poverty. Absolute poverty cannot even find... Absolute poverty cannot even find their daily meal. Well, I'll wait on the Prime Minister's definition.
We want growth that gives every child the opportunity to dream and achieve, no matter where they are born or their surname. Growth that reaches the trying mother who can send all her children to university without facing crippling debt or having to choose between firstborn or secondborn.
That's us showing shades at Mark Golden, first in the family to attend university policy.
Growth, economic strength must be matched by diplomatic strength. Jamaica cannot be a silent.
This is another piece of clip in the string that I have recorded.
Actor on the world stage. Our history, our moral standing, and our record of democratic governance demand that we speak boldly and clearly in an increasingly complex and dangerous world.
Wow. Can you imagine he said that? Can you imagine the Prime Minister says Jamaica must stand tall on the global stage, and we must speak with a loud voice? You know, Prime Minister, we are still, since Marco Rubio came to Jamaica in relation to the Cuban nurses matter, you know, we're still waiting for a decisive argument from you. I mean, we have not really heard from you on that matter yet. We also have not had an update from you in relation to our men fighting in Haiti. We have seen the escalation, Prime Minister, in the South American Caribbean waters with Donald Trump's behavior. We have also seen a member of CARICOM has poked themselves into the debacle between America and Venezuela. And as chair of CARICOM, Prime Minister, you have not one word to say on the matter. But ironically, while you were swearing in yesterday, while on the day of your swearing in, Donald Trump has added Jamaica to his drugs war, Prime Minister. Other Caribbean countries has been added as well. We hope that given you are the chair of CARICOM, that this matter has now been escalated into the CARICOM region rather than the South American region, Prime Minister. We're looking for some communication between you and us, the Jamaica people. We're really looking for that, because it cannot be that Donald Trump is going to do this with our leader absolutely silent. Either you agree with Donald Trump or you disagree. What is the Prime Minister's stance on the latest development with the American gringo who is forcing his way on the Caribbean people and the South American people, because them sister the Middle East is not a place where they might be successful in their oil tirade, or they might be losing grips in the Middle East. Talk.
We must continue to defend democracy at home and abroad. We must promote peace and stability.
We must continue to defend democracy at home and abroad. This is the Prime Minister that went to a polling station and shut down voters, you know. This is the Prime Minister who him and his wife on election day, September 3rd, just gone. The gringo over here have fraternized with the pedophiles in Buckingham Palace. This is the same Prime Minister who tried to suppress votes just a few days ago. This is the same Prime Minister who went around the country with his minions buying votes to win the election. This is the same Prime Minister, I use the word, upholding democratic values. I mean, you really couldn't make it up unless you heard it really coming out of Andrew Holness's mouth. Hold on.
In our region. We must stand up for small states whose voices are too often drowned out by great powers.
Murder, she wrote. Did you hear what the Prime Minister said? We must stand up for small states whose voice are often drowned out by the major powers. He said it. You have not addressed the Jamaican people on the Cuban healthcare workers matter. We don't know where Marco Rubio come tell you. We never see you stand up for Cuba. We never see you Cuba is not a smaller state, but I'm just saying. We never see you stand up for Cuba. We never see you stand up for Jamaica, Prime Minister. You took Marco Rubio and Donald Trump's order. We never see you stand up for us. So how come you go? This is the problem with political speech and dunce people. This is the problem with political speech and dunce people. Because dunce people see political speech as gospel and them run with it and then create false hope and false narrative. I tell you about these criminals.
But we must also be smart in understanding our interests and identifying the opportunities that emerge as the world changes. We must be nimble enough to adjust and grasp them. Your participation in the process is vital for our democracy, and your voice has been heard clearly, decisively, and powerfully. Not only on who should have the mandate to form the government, but more so, how that mandate should be used. I stand before you deeply humbled and profoundly grateful to accept the people's mandate to once again serve as your one Prime Minister. The third term is not a laurel to rest upon. It is a summons to continue to serve with vision, wisdom, and integrity.
To serve with vision, wisdom, and integrity word. To serve with vision, wisdom, and the integrity word. He actually said it. I don't know if I can comment on that. Vision. I don't know. Integrity? Certainly not. Certainly not. Wisdom? Well, most of us couldn't climb coconut tree when we were young, Prime Minister. If you ask us to climb a coconut tree now, we would know how to even start. But Donald Trump, Prime Minister, you must respond to Donald Trump.
Diligently, more inclusively, with even greater urgency. Thank you for your trust.
The Prime Minister said he's going to work more inclusively. I wonder if he's going to start thinking about us. If he's planning to compromise with the People's National Party and policy. I really, if you listen to the Prime Minister's full speech, as I said, these are just bits me clip out. What him really say, when me want for he, who never watching, to hear him say it out of his mouth. Barring that, I don't know how to deal with the Prime Minister's misery. I really don't. I hope we can find out who wrote this speech for him. Now, President Trump says Jamaica is one of the major drugs producing or drugs transporting country. I'm sure with this accusation from Donald Trump, our Prime Minister must respond to the latest development. This is not something that will not affect us. If Trump doesn't wage war at us like he's going at Venezuela, he can sanction us, isn't it? He can put higher tariff on the things that Americans buy from Jamaica. So it is important for the Prime Minister, now that he's officially the Prime Minister again, to address the Jamaican people on this matter. This is a new risky development. Why is it risky? Donald Trump is not your career politician. Donald Trump does not understand political diplomacy. It's about how he feels 3 o'clock in the morning when he's tweeting, or how he feels when he gets up out of bed, or what Donald Trump may see on social media that might irritate him. So Donald Trump, you cannot pin down to anything. No, Prime Minister Holness, that we have been drawn into this by Donald Trump, you ought to respectfully address the nation on this matter. You ought to, I wonder if President Trump I go pull some of them visa. I wonder if President Trump is forced to place any sanction on Jamaica, if he will pull some of our politicians' diplomatic visa. But Andrew Holness cannot sidestep us, the people of Jamaica, on this matter, because this is an issue that will affect us whether we are Labour Right or we are PNP. When it comes to a development with America, let us deal with it as a country and not as political parties. We have seen the tirade of Donald Trump. We have seen the lawlessness of Donald Trump. So Donald Trump can come make such an accusation against Jamaica, and the Prime Minister does not respond, either in agreeing with Donald Trump or pushing back on Donald Trump's rhetoric. I wonder if the Prime Minister, who said yesterday in his inaugural speech, Jamaica will stand tall on the global stage. Jamaica, said the Prime Minister, will speak with a strong voice. Find the courage, Prime Minister, because this is when we need it. We are dealing with the Western Mussolini. We're dealing with a Trump. No, I didn't hear that article. Opal. We're dealing with a Trump who is all over the place. What Trump says 3 o'clock in the morning is not what Trump means 9 o'clock when daylight out. It's just not that. So we need a strong leader to navigate through this tirade of Donald Trump. My question is, Prime Minister, given that even though Donald Trump is using drugs as a pretext to go after Venezuela, we all know, and it has come out of Donald Trump's mouth, it's about the oil. We see the potentials, or even though they're lying to us that we don't find oil in Jamaica, we see the potentials based on the information produced by United Oil and Gas. Is Donald Trump coming after Jamaica because Jamaica and the drugs running? Or is Donald Trump coming after us because there's that oil potential? Remember, these places Donald Trump going after are places who have a very close developing tie with China. We saw that because the going after Cuba wasn't just about Cuba alone and the healthcare workers. That was going after China. Now, if you're a globalist, since I have just started out, or even when I was on Partner Jaw, we continuously warn you about the geopolitical warfare that is coming to our hemisphere. Those of you globalists who started out with me can testify to that I have always been warning you all about the geopolitical warfare which is coming to Jamaica. Are we not slap bam in the middle of that geopolitical warfare between America and China that I've been warning about for about 2-3 years? Are we not slap bam in the middle of it? What we do not need at this point, though, is silence from our leaders. Because we, the people, we, the poor people, will be on the receiving end of whatever is to come from Donald Trump's tirade, the tirade of the gringo. We're all on the receiving end. Not Labor Right, not PNP, Jamaicans. Jamaicans. How long you think before, if Andrew Holness don't comply and render our sovereignty to the Americans, will it be about us or their visa? As you see in the Cuban health workers debacle, Mia Mottley, Ralph Gonzalez, and other Caribbean leaders said, sod the visa. It's about our people. We never heard that from our leaders. They went into a back room with Marco Rubio, and to date, the people of Jamaica have no idea what the conversations were, what the compromise are. We go see Dr. Tufton hop off to Nigeria, India, Philippines, hunting for nurses. Jamaica, there's a lot more to come. Trump got more than 3 more years to go. 3 more years into Andrew Holness, 5 years. How will Andrew Holness traverse this choppy water of an American gringo, lawless and out of control? This is not a matter. When you don't take this matter slightly, Jamaica in the Caribbean is one of China's biggest partner in the Caribbean. We have the biggest Chinese investment. We, as Jamaicans, have the biggest Chinese investment in the Caribbean. That irritates Donald Trump badly. especially with Jamaica potential for oil, which is the same thing he's going after Venezuela for. Don't you see the problem coming to us? Don't you see this is the time we need a strong leader to create alliances to protect the Jamaican people? Many of you have not realized that the American economy is on a cliff edge. And those countries which are holding tight to the American economy, you all are going to go over the cliff with America, you know. America has got a president which partly I supported him for to destruct America. He's doing well at it. The tentacles, though, of President Trump is becoming more serious on a global scale, whether it's be in the Middle East, whether it's be in Europe, or we can see the escalation in the South American Caribbean region. Do you want more to see that? We are heading to a danger zone, and we don't need no frefre leader, we don't need no weak leader, we don't need no jellyback leader who will capitulate or whatever the word is to America's demand, rather than standing on our feet going through the world, as Michael Manley says. Are we going to hold on to America and go over the cliff with America? With the upcoming, we the people of Jamaica, that must be a concern for us. That is not something that we should leave to our leaders when it comes to forming alliance and partnership in this world. America is a failing empire. America is a failing empire. It's going nowhere but over the cliff. And we have a tyrant in Donald Trump, which is hastening that on brilliantly. That doesn't say we ought to go over with America. America chose its dangerous road. Why should we follow them? The world is returning to multipolarism, not the unipolar that America is hell-bent on. America will not make nothing again. America will hold its country to China. America will use taxpayers' money and spend in war rather than on the people. America, a country which is suffering with overweight and drugs addiction and low birth rate, is going nowhere. So if that's the America we want to follow, if we want to go on a destructive journey with America, then the consequences will be ours. But us as a people mustn't just stand by and make whether be Labour or PNP lead us into calamity with America. Cuba has never joined force with America. Cuba is surviving. Them have more doctors and nurses than we, that they can supply the world with. This is not when America alone have money in the world, or America alone and make things. China has surpassed America. Donald Trump and a lot of Americans realize that. They know that. Though many Americans think they are top of the world still. Have you not seen the military rolled out of the Chinese the other day? The whole heap of new and technologized things they have what America not equipped for. America has lost the race. A dying lion will take anything with it. America knows it's going down. Are you going to go down with America? America, it's on its way down. are you going to go down with America? So we can't leave this decision to we leaders alone. To form an alliance with America to go over the cliff when there are alternative that is not as suppressive to Jamaica as the American alternative. When we borrow money from the IMF, America dictates what we do with it. Not so with the BRICS nation, though. Sorry. Not so with the BRICS nation. You can borrow BRICS money and implement your own policy. No, said America. We must always be in the driving seat of how a country develops, whether it develops, how corrupt its politics is. We cannot be beholden to the Americans and the CIA. America is a failing empire. Some of you don't recognize it yet, but in due course, it will be recognized. Donald Trump going around the world to re-implement the American hegemon will just not work, because America don't make anything anymore. America walk and borrow things. America has lost the technology race. America has lost the weapon race to China and Russia, long time. This is a dying America trying to reassert itself. America will use what they think are the weak and poor countries to manipulate in order to reassert themselves as global hegemon. It's over for America. You must understand that. If you don't understand it is over for America, you're living under a rock. President Trump not even make it look like how the other president they make it look like America is still at it. President Trump will impose a tariff on China, and then he will have to back down because China doesn't turn two eyes up to America and its tirade. Russia couldn't give a hoot of what Donald Trump and NATO says. That's a loss of power that some of you may have not realized. So in this new declaration by America that places us on the drugs producing or drugs transporting list, while America is on a drug war, so-called, across South America and the Caribbean. This is no time for us to wait and see, because Donald Trump is off the cuff person where him not make no plan for anything. Donald Trump is not strategic like that. It's out of the spur of the moment that Donald Trump operates. Donald Trump operates on the spur of the moment. Are you saying we should go into that zigzag with Donald Trump, what he says and what he meant when he's on his tablet, as opposed to what he says and what he meant when his tablet wears off? This is where strong leadership becomes important. This is not the days when America can cripple other economy and you just have to capitulate to America. This is why even under their sanction, Russia economy is growing faster than theirs. Because America has lost the power of sanction. And the more BRICS rises with the creation of their bank on their monetary system, the American system will just go to dust. America is not the only power in this world. Having said that, no mean say if we just run going to bed with China, India, and Russia and open our legs. Whichever great power you're dealing with in this world or aligning yourself to, you must be able to have balls doing it, because great powers generally take the piss out of the weaker ones. All of them do it. But when you have strong leaders, Jamaica, we don't have to bow down to America, you know. We have resources. We have good fertile lands. It's because of our political leaders. America, the things we're trade with America with is either GM food or things that America buy from China and relabel it and sell it back to it. America is not all that anymore. So please, somebody tell Andrew Holness that this is a matter of national importance. This matter with Donald Trump is a matter of national importance. Donald Trump, who just left, Doha the other day in Qatar, with gold, diamond, rubies, and pearls, and I think about a $4 million Boeing airplane, as gift, mind you, because of his relationship with the Qatari royal family. It was this Donald Trump, weeks after he came back from Qatar, having all those lavish gifts, gave Israel the green light to bomb that same Qatar, which the Middle East and Arab country now are planned to form a Middle East NATO to challenge Israel and America. We cannot be America poodle at this point. At some point, we got to stand up on our own 2 feet, Jamaica. Cuba has been doing it. Under sanctions, which sanctions is not a thing anymore that people worry about much, because China and Russia and India don't have to abide by America's sanction. You can still trade with those developing and first world upcoming economies. Don't listen to America when you hear them attack. So they are the number one country when it comes to economic and military. Just wait until the back of the American dollar is completely broken. That's all America walk and swan our hip around the world on. Their American dollar, the world economic system is based on. And the sooner that BRICS break the back of that, America will have to lap our tail and see what next is to come. But my people, in finishing, let us as Jamaicans deal with this development as a people and drop our local politics out of this confrontation with the Americans. Out of this, let us drop our local politics and let us unite and speak with one voice on the direction our country should go. If our Prime Minister wants to take a direction that does not align with the people of Jamaica, as we have seen them done on the matter of health care, some of you, if you don't understand geopolitical warfare, this is trying times. This is trying times. Let's take a break.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation. Because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside a rub and cheat, and not press the poor. Make up what I seen to. Big man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a block. Big man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. Big man show one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Big man show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta and sell out. I sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the Friday. You might show us stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big man show one.
Thank you very much and welcome back. You know what bothers me about this new development with Jamaica being drawn in at the moment, even though we've been drawn in before, but this is on a more serious issue. We were drawn in on the healthcare workers issue, but now Donald Trump has changed to a drugs enforcement issue, which we are now drawn into that. Now, given what we know of our Prime Minister integrity at home in relation to the Integrity Commission report, the Prime Minister's fight with the Integrity Commission, and a lot of corruption around the Prime Minister over the last 9 years, things may have or would have happened that we are not fully aware of either. Donald Trump has a lot to beat Andrew into submission to follow Donald Trump rule rather than what is better for Jamaica. You know how disturbing that is? That our Prime Minister, in a bid to protect his mess, will play along with Donald Trump, giving up our sovereignty. I wonder if Jamaica is going to intervene like Trinidad and Tobago has intervened in the development between America and Venezuela. But please, people of Jamaica, press your Prime Minister to address this matter. You may not see the dangers of the recent development, which I also found ironic, that Donald Trump chooses to do this on the day when Andrew Holness was being sworn in. These things send a message, my peeps. And either Andrew is going to stand firm to protect us as we have elected him to, or Andrew Holness will bow to the demands of Donald Trump in order to protect their visa, in order to protect an exposure, in order to protect a prison term. There's much for us to balance in this matter, but one thing we know certainly, we shouldn't accept the silence from our leader now that America has drawn us boldly and loudly, into Trump's tirade. Our Prime Minister must address the issue, because it cannot be that the first world leader has made this accusation and our leader is going to act as if he never heard of it. So Andrew should be in front of the world addressing Jamaicans this morning. That is what we elect him for, to speak on our behalf. So please, when I ask Andrew Holness to come address the issue, we can't wait until Donald Trump and Andrew Holness play this out until Donald Trump calm down, or till Donald Trump get booted out of office. This is a matter of national importance for Jamaica. This is something that we can get sanction on. This is something that we can receive sanction on. Their visa can be taken away, or you're going to see smears in the media. All that, though, will tell you whether those will come or not. All that will depend on the backroom agreement made on our behalf by our Prime Minister with Donald Trump. What will Andrew Holness give up? Will he give up visa and a relationship, or will he give up our sovereignty? These are questions that you, the people of Jamaica, must be asking your recently inaugurated leader. Dangers ahead, Jamaica. Dangers ahead. If you don't understand it, me can't try explain it to you any better. Maybe you will just have to wait and see when you get to it, or when you buck up in it. But this new development from Donald Trump is not good for us. And on this matter, we demand leadership. On this very matter, this new escalation of Donald Trump drawing us into his drug war, while Donald Trump is busy in the Caribbean and South American water bombing fishermen, Andrew Holness. This is a new development we cannot look away from, Prime Minister. Please, may I beg you, Prime Minister, do the right thing. Though we never want you, we have you for the next 4 or 5 years, or until you fall upon your own sword. So I'm encouraging the Prime Minister this morning, do the right thing. A lot of us don't sit well. What Donald Trump said don't sit well with a lot of us who understand where this can reach, who understand that Donald Trump will stop at nothing, or Donald Trump will intimidate you so that you can crawl under his feet, Prime Minister. These are serious developments, And we don't act like this is playing politics. I'm not criticizing Andrew on this. I'm asking what the Prime Minister's position is, and will the Prime Minister take a stand that aligns with the people of Jamaica? So the Prime Minister of make breeze blow this aside. Just like how the Cuban health worker, we are not clear on what our leader position is on the matter. This is more dangerous. This is a matter of life and death. This can cause war. As you see, America is mustering up in the Caribbean waters already. Don't take this issue lightly. America has invaded many South American and Caribbean countries in the past. America has once overthrown a regime in our country using its CIA money and smears and tactics. That same America will do it again, even aggressively, if that America has to do it. Thank you very much for being here with us this morning on Global TV. Lovely to have your support. If you are new to our platform, give us a follow and a subscription so when we go live, you certainly will get our notification. Or is Chang, we not to call your name because we know so you can't get involved in anything because the Americans just will not talk to you, Mr. Chang. The Americans, Mr. Chang, will just not talk to you. True, because of that, we're not able to call your name this morning when it comes to the issue of national security. We're adjusting our Prime Minister this morning, Horace Chang, who has the defense portfolio for our country, the leadership portfolio for our country. So, Horace Chang, we now address you upon this matter. But anyway, my people, thank you very much. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not first and for. Make God what I seen him. Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red.
Hold there. Me never see that comment here. Let me respond to 14, the ruler. What do you actually mean by hold on there. When you Jamaicans are easily distracted, so why are you distracting the people? You should be telling the people to stand up for their rights and make sure these laws are upheld in these cases. I really don't understand the misleading part or the distracted part. I'm referring to the latest development. I don't see how I will be distracting the people from a development in the Caribbean, in the South American waters that now involves Jamaica. I don't know how that is a distraction. This rant, your on is distracting the people. Stay focused on Jamaica. Lord God Almighty! Jamaica is not the only country in the world, you know. So we can't stay focused on so Jamaica. The decisions of other country, you know, does affect what happens in Jamaica if you are aware. So I don't know how discussing such a development that Trinidad get themselves involved in it. America start bombing fishing in boats in the Caribbean. America has now drawn Jamaica into it. How is this being distracted? I'm lost here. I'm easily lost. I can easily go into the wilderness and go on a drift. This might just be one of them. I'm sorry if you lack the understanding to understand the geopolitical context of my rant this morning. Anyway, God go with you.
Oh, thy peace, the God of my salvation. Because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone and it pick a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make him man throw one stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that they only sit aside and rub and cheat and not first and for make up what I seen to make him a throw and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red, I. How they want to see, they didn't can sell out Rasta, can't sell it out, I sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see, they didn't can sell out Rasta, I sell out, I sell out Babylon. Just talk on the Friday. You might go and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, you might go and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big him and throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.